we take this as a sign that Britain might, maybe, possibly have a tiny little problem with Islamists.
Well, what we can take from it is that certain segments of the UK believe we do. End school protests that force a teacher into hiding, says Gove advisor. This advisor is Dame Sarah Khan, who is a British Muslim lady, and she's also the independent social cohesion advisor, and she will issue a damning indictment on Monday to the police force, school leadership and local council involved in the Batley Grammar School scandal. Now, whilst I agree with her, the problem is not the location of the protests. The problem is the ideology that fuels
just to point
the
out
protests.
that they're going to say that they're going to be banning these protests from outside of schools. 150 metres.
Yeah, so they would ban all forms of protest activity within 100...
Apart from striking teachers. Yeah.
50 metres of school, apart from striking teachers, absolutely. So I would say it's the ideology that fuels it that's the problem, and the fear that we all have and everybody has that enables it. I mean, in a balanced world, the people that would be in hiding are the people that threatened to kill the teacher and sent him into hiding, not the teacher into hiding. That is ridiculous. We've got it all skewed and upside down.
Yeah, I mean, Lewis, reading this is a very upsetting story. It's incredible that it's been 3 years. It's incredible this teacher is still in hiding for his life. And it's what's most incredible, and as Dame Sarah Khan points out herself, is that no one was ever arrested.
Well, I mean, come on. This is one of those stories. We get a million of these stories, and this is another one of them. The fact is, you know what? I agree with you. I agree with Paul. I agree with you. But the guy was an idiot. This is a guy, an RE teacher doing his job. He showed a picture
that he'd done the year before or 2 years before, both totally fine.
No, it wasn't totally fine. Everybody knows you don't show that kind of picture.
Well, he'd done it before and it had been fine.
It doesn't matter. You don't.
Why don't you show that kind of picture?
You don't know. I'm not going to show that kind of picture because I'm not an idiot.
No, he isn't asking you.
Yeah,
he's saying, well, why don't you show that picture?
We live in a liberal democracy. We do not have blasphemy laws. Because someone might take offence is not a reason to not do something.
It was somebody like you, Josh, who decided we need an open immigration policy and let Lewis Schaffer in, and it totally changed the entire country.
The problem is, and I actually disagree with you, Paul, in that it's fantastic that they are finally grappling or seemingly grappling with it. There are 15 official recommendations, but this would be one of them in terms of not protesting outside of schools. It's great that there's finally someone addressing this, I think, but the fact it's taken 3 years to get to this point, the fact that someone had to suffer like this, and when you read again in detail about how the school suspended him, how the police did nothing, how the local council did nothing for him, this was a failure of our country now. Do you think that these 15 steps are in the right direction? Do you think it can make change, Paul?
In the right direction will not make any change. Will not make any change because the power is not with these policymakers. We know this because the lady that's had to come out and say it is a British Muslim herself. Now, the best way that she can control this is to look back into her community and say...
Well, I think...
No, absolutely. I've got to finish this, Josh, because I think that she has got to look back into the community and it's got to come within. All those problems got to be resolved from within.
I don't say like her... I won't say her directly, but I will say, yes, that the British Muslim community does need to take stronger efforts to address this stuff.
The Tories, who we would say in America are a lame duck administration, they're on the way out. So the fact that they're doing this, will Labour do it?
I know. I think this is positive,
yes,
but obviously more to do.